You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari 355 Cabriolet. I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you can possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required.
Life advice. The email address is lifeadvicerr@gmail.com. We are fresh off another weekend. And also remind you, with the upcoming disruption of the NBA slate, we are going to do a Friday feedback for the YouTube page. So hit us up with any feedback you have. Friday feedback RR
and the pod. It's going to run it Friday on the pod.
Oh, that's right. So are we doing
double whammy?
The author and Friday feedback, or just running a Friday feedback on Friday?
Author will be next week.
Right. We did Henry V, Dan Jones. Big Henry V kick right now. If you guys have any questions about him off air, just let me know.
I saw him on Bill Maher. We taped him first, but he did.
Henry V?
No. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, but no.
Dan Jones.
Yes, he's very good.
He's very good.
I just want to know the real Falstaff, not all that propaganda stuff.
Yeah. No, that's always been your approach to things. Let me cut through the mess to get to the root of it all. Yeah, he's that author's got some real like alternative Cerruti vibes. Like if Cerruti were still single, maybe tats, maybe a sleeve, maybe down on his hand.
He's got 2 hand tats I saw. Yeah,
he's got some hand tats.
I can't pull that off. He's British too, right? So that kind of helps. You can kind of do it.
Totally helps. You're Kidding? Because as soon as we pulled up Zoom, I was like, check out this dude's deal.
Is this the wrong Brandon Marshall? Is this right?
Oh, no.
By the way, shout out to Brandon Marshall, the one we had on.
Yeah. Big news for
restaurant. Yeah. Open a restaurant up in Vegas. I think it's
Hattie B's. That's a big joint.
Yeah. Congrats. Maybe we'll have him on again to promote it. All right. We had a follow up on the Nuggets player. I don't know how that email rolled out the way that it did, but he hit us back up, and he was not upset with our advice. But the profile of the player is much bigger, like huge, in comparison to kind of some of the guesses that we were making. So I think it changes the dynamic a little, and it's also pretty understandable why the guy, he may be like, there might be people that are just impenetrable as far as like, they're just so sick of it, all of it. They're never going to do it for you. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's like one of like 3 people then.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. Just making it. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't him, because we did bring him up at some point. All right. All right. Sweet merch or stolen valor. I like this one. It's a little different. 5'7", currently down from 5'8". When I was on the dating apps many years ago. No impressive gym to speak of. I just resumed the gym after a long break. All right, good for you. The reason for my long breaks is because back in the summer, my brother and I quit our jobs, bought a camper, drove the Alaska highway, and hunted and fished our way through Alaska for a few months. It was incredible. That does sound incredible.
Hell yeah, brother.
You guys, you ever get the urge to just pack it all up and drive to Alaska?
I don't know about Alaska, but
watch that Homestead too much. It's like, man, this is not for me.
Do you guys have like the Into the Wild, like you read the book, maybe watch the movie, you're like, that's, I know the ending, but maybe it'd be different for me this time.
I love that book. But, did I want to go full McCandless? No, there was never a point. I think there is something about man, though,
I'm shocked by that for you. I feel like you'd want to test yourself to be like, can I live in the wild,
Well, back then I didn't have a lot. So I probably, like, anytime I ever let my mind wander on that kind of stuff, I just like my stuff now too much. So
yeah, that's fair.
I'm totally honest about who I am and who I'm not.
Yeah, if you don't cold plunge in the morning, you can't even start your day at this point, right?
Yeah. Although, look, nature's cold plunge, Alaska. So I do.
Many people are saying.
Yeah. I think they have a bumper sticker that says that or something. But I think the testing yourself thing I've thought about. I think I was even looking into something a couple years ago, but then whenever you like Google that kind of stuff, it's like, I just show up to the beach and get yelled at by like retired Marines for 10 grand, just shiver next to Bob, from Home Depot. I don't fucking do that. you know? You're nothing. I know. No, I'm not. I'm in my 40s. Things have gone well. Fuck off. Like, can I get a towel? You know? So I don't think I necessarily need that to sharpen the edges. I think there was something else that I was looking into for a while. And then I was kind of like, who the fuck are you kidding? You're not this guy. So
I will say I was watching Deal or No Deal Island. Great show. Total twist on Deal or No Deal. And actually after like near the end of the first season, I saw a thing at the end. It's like, do you want to be on Deal or No Deal Island? I was like, yes, I do. And as I was filling out the thing, didn't actually push the button on that. I was like, you know who I'd love to see on Deal or No Deal Island? It's definitely Ryan. It's like, that would be perfect because there's a couple of physical challenges. You're like in like a hut sort of on the beach. They make it seem like you're roughing it, but the huts are super nice. Just a thought I had.
I'd like to be able to say I could rough it because I think I could have there for a while. When you don't have anything nice and you live in a dump, you know, you're just like, I sort of am roughing it right now with utilities. But I don't know. I just always kind of think about like the motivation of like, I think it's great. I think like to this email that we'll get to maybe tomorrow, but I love just saying, hey, I want to do this. And I think there's a lot of guys walking around being like, hey, I'd love to do this. And then they never, ever do it. And it's a bit like when we give the advice of going after the career that you really want. It's like, well, why not try it? It's a bit like trying and it not working out. At least later on in life, you'll be able to say to yourself, well, I gave it a real shot. Maybe it's disappointing, but I think it'd be far more disappointing to like go through life being like, I never gave myself a chance. I never once had and look, sometimes people's lives are disrupted in ways that ultimately change what your priorities have to be. And those opportunities just never for you. But whenever I think like even the Alaskan homestead thing, the first thing I think about with those shows is how weird the kid will be, which may entirely be unfair, you know, but like if a kid ends up in college somewhere and you're like, dude, Longfellow's like fucking weird. Be like, dude, he grew up.
Cut him some slack. Yeah.
Did you see what Bear did at the party last night?
Yeah. Like Kodiak was asking if we had any girls to introduce him to. We're like, man, you wear a sarong, dude. Like, you know, it's just a weird conversation starter. So anyway, good for these guys. Let's get back to the email. Soon after departing, I realized that perhaps I should have packed a few more t-shirts. So we stopped in a small town in remote Alaska to prospect for sweet merch. And we struck gold. This remote Alaska thrift store was incredible. T-shirts were $1.50, and we found the entire DVD box set of Suits. Well, it's too soon for me. $3 a disc. An insane value. Shout out to friend of the program, Meghan Markle. Yeah, that's the connection we had already made. It was exactly what we needed to fuel our trip. Here's the problem I present to you today. One of the sweet teas that I was thrifted was formerly in the service of the local EMS unit. The t-shirt says Copper River EMS in bold gold lettering on a field of navy blue fabric. It's a very cool shirt. It fits well. It has immense sentimental value because it reminds me of an amazing time I spent with my brother, but I don't want to steal valor. I have immense respect for troops, first responders, teachers, plumbers, everyone that keeps America going forward, and I don't want to steal valor, nor do I want to be mistaken for someone who is EMS if I'm around when an emergency happens. What would you do? Wear the shirt with no restrictions? Only wear it to the gym perhaps or other restricted use? Never wear the shirt? Pics of the shirt and trip attached. It's a nice shirt, and it is so golden blue, just the way you would think. It says Copper River EMS Alaska. Well, I think I'm going to say this is a go for the shirt all the time because there's a really good chance if an emergency were to happen and then they're like, oh, there's like Clark Kent doesn't always have the Superman outfit on, right? And then on top of that, when it says Copper River Alaska, you can just be like, hey, this is a souvenir. Sorry, I can't help. I would call somebody else. I don't think, it's not like you're in full uniform here. So I think you're good. Kyle?
Yeah, I don't know where the line is, but I mean, I think this is on the correct side of the line. I mean, think about just anybody who has like an uncle or a dad who's a firefighter, like they have one of their fire department shirts on and they wear them, and fire department shirts are cool. So I think the odds are pretty low that you'd even have to go through this whole, fumbling explanation about how you're not actually prepared to give CPR or whatever. You're not up to date on whatever needs to be done. So I think that's totally fine. I think it's not like you're wearing fatigues or whatever, which I did when I was a young boy at the Stormville flea market. There was just a guy with, mismatched hangers selling those camo jackets, had some guy's name on it. I just bought it, and my mom was like, "What the hell?" I like wandered off for a little bit. I came back. She's like, "You can't wear that." I did wear it for a little bit, but I was, probably in middle school, so nobody thought I served or anything. But all that to say, I think EMS and fire department shirts are totally on the correct side of the line.
Yeah,
Fire
I'm with
department?
you.
Yeah, I think so.
You think no on the fire department? I feel like those are like everybody wears fire department shirts. I don't know. And like I don't necessarily think everybody that wears a fire department shirt is in the fire department. I think Kyle
you take a
made the
look
right
and you're
point.
like, that guy doesn't have the fire department look. I think it's
Yeah.
But fire department staff shirt versus just the fire department shirt, right? Or
like it doesn't have
different.
to say staff on it, I guess, but I mean, you just see like, Pleasant Valley Fire Department or Poughkeepsie Fire Department. Maybe that guy, usually like FDNY, you're like, oh, that's a cool shirt. Everyone wants that shirt. So the chances that it's somebody's uncle or their dad or whatever.
Or like FBI, female body inspector. You're like, I don't think that guy's an agent.
Yeah. Probably not. Yeah, I think the stolen valor thing to me is like, one, you're not really directly lying about it. You're not trying to impersonate someone. You're just wearing a shirt. And two, to Kyle's point, if you were wearing like fatigues or if you were wearing scrubs for no reason, like that's more of a like, I think you were a medical professional or like someone important. Like if you're just wearing a t-shirt, I just don't think it's, man, that guy, he must be important because he's wearing like a vintage fire department t-shirt or whatever. I think you're fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about. But it's good that you have the self-awareness.
Yeah, you got a good brain in there that lets you think about this stuff. Some guys never.
Yeah, I mean, if you had
stuff.
like a defibrillator, and then you were like, "Oh my god," and you're like, "No, this is my tackle box."
That would be dangerous because then people would be like, "I'm safe," but you're actually not safe.
Yeah, I think you're good, dude. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay. This guy, we've got all right, this one's a little different. He gives us his name. We'll just leave your name out on behalf of you. 50 years old, 6 foot, 190, comp Bill Simmons. Been a listener since the SVP days, back to at least 2011. That's probably 3,000 plus hours. And I get psyched when a new episode comes up. Well, here you go, man. We're reading your email. Before I hit you with my dilemma, I want to say that life advice has become my favorite segment. It's fun, but also your answers are eerily spot on. I'm in the emotional care counseling space, and I wish I could be this direct with my clients. Well, the difference is we're not looking at anybody, so be nice to yourself.
Yeah, we're not wearing like t-shirts that say, health services or whatever.
Holy shit, buddy.
Yeah, good job. Here's my issue. Lived in Nashville since the late 90s. Moved to Irvine from 2014 to 21, and I loved it. It's a lot of personal details here, but I think this is not that weird of a thing, so I think we're all right. I spent as much time as possible in the sun, and it made a huge difference in how I felt. When I moved back here, I started going to the tanning bed just to get a little of the California feeling, even if it's manufactured. When people ask me about my tan, I just deflect with something like, yeah, I've been outside a lot, or I've been driving with the top down.
Talk about
some other story. Yeah. Is this more egregious than the EMS? Sure. I love that he's just tan all the time. And anybody's, just been outside a lot. It's been raining for 2 weeks, sir. All right. There's some other story to keep them from judging me. For some reason, people really look down on the whole tanning thing. I've also wanted to lose weight last year, so I took a GLP-1 to jumpstart it. I ended up losing 50 pounds and feel a lot better. Damn, dude. But there's a stigma with that too, so I've been lying about it as well. I hate dodging this stuff, but now I've sort of kept it up long enough that I'm stuck. Plus, my wife is really pretty, and I want to keep up with the stuff I can control. So you think I just drop the charade and own it, or keep lying until the newness wears off and people stop asking about it? I think I know what you'll say, but thought I'd ask anyway because you three will actually think this through rather than say, dude, just stop with the pretending, because there's actually a real risk in losing some friendships with the weight loss stuff. P.S. We're longtime friends of the Dilfers, and I've told Trent how much I love your show, and he confirmed you are the best. His words.
That's a happy accident.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll just have Trent reach out to you. So here's the deal. Our guy in the picture he sent us is very tan. It's not George Hamilton, but it's not Macaulay Culkin.
Like he's
either.
setting the dial to 7 when he goes in there. It's not like a small, like it's not like a 4.
Yeah, I guess,
Okay.
if he hadn't said anything, I'd go, boy, this guy's tan in this picture. I'm still a little confused about what the fear level here is. Like your wife's not going to leave you if you stop tanning, right? Or if she were, doesn't that answer the question? Which again, I don't think is what you're saying here. You've dropped 50 pounds. You should be happy about that. So maybe if you were just say, look, I'm down 50, but I'm going to start being paler, deal with it. I don't know. I mean, could you wean yourself off of it a little bit? Could you just slowly tan a little bit less and less and less so it's not some abrupt change where all of a sudden you look like a completely different person? There's also a part of this too, is like, who cares? You're the tanning guy. You're the guy that tans. There has to be somebody that does it, and you're him. And that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't really give a shit. I know personally, like, would you be less likely if you had met this guy in a new town, be like, seems like a good guy, but what's with the tanning thing? Yeah, that's probably true. That would probably happen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind of
Rudy's
like
nodding
you.
his head.
I
Yeah.
have so many thoughts on this. It's kind
Let
of
'em
like
fly.
you and like the respecting cigarette smokers thing. Like tanning is like widely accepted. It's just like you shouldn't do it. It's not good for you. Like it's just not healthy. Obviously, there's the cancer aspect. But like when I was in high school, like dudes, girls, everybody was tanning. Like people had like monthly subscriptions to the tanning pad service.
You were tanning?
I was not tanning, but people did. Dudes, I mean, obviously it was
Who
mostly
are
girls, but there were
Gym
guys.
tan laundry, man. That
Yeah,
shit was
GTL.
everywhere.
It's the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, but you're
exactly.
from Connecticut. You're not from.
It's not that
I
far
mean,
off. I'm telling you, like there were definitely guys like the Guido guys. Oh my God, come on, middle of winter. And I will say,
Bunch of Pauly D's running around.
I hate.
Yeah, but see, the
concrete
thing
in
is,
their
it's
hair.
like we can talk as the bird flies, A to B, that Connecticut's not that far away from Jersey. The Jersey thing, for the most part, is a completely different experience.
It is. I'm not saying
So-
it's not, but there's a little bit of crossover. There's a lot of Italians in
Some
Connecticut.
culture
There's a
sharing.
lot of people that like like it's not.
And
it's
the
not
show
like-
was probably pretty hot right when you were around high school.
It was very hot, high school and college. So I was not one of
Who's
those
your
people.
favorite? I like JWoww. Go ahead.
You would like JWoww.
Ronnie was misunderstood.
Ronnie
sucked.
was good.
I'm just kidding.
No, Ronnie, I like Ronnie.
What?
An asshole. Sammy Sweetheart was probably the most reasonable of all.
Oh, wait,
of the
wait.
people.
No, Ronnie. I thought her name was Ronnie. Ronnie was
No,
the
Ronnie was
boyfriend
like
of
the
Sammy.
shortest.
Sammy
yeah.
was brutal. Sammy was brutal.
Girls, I feel like Sammy was like the most level-headed.
You think
but
so?
Hey, yeah, I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. There was a lot of trauma for me. I was like, they're fighting all the time.
JWoww and
Just reminded me.
Snooki were I think we're a little bit more on the crazy scale.
I
Maybe
like
I'm
that
missing-
Snooki started like such a massive deficit and then worked her way back to like everybody got her and liked her.
Yeah,
You know?
it's good to see that redemption arc story. But
Yeah.
anyway, circling back, I just got back from Mexico.
For the record, I liked Ronnie now that I think about it.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, Ronnie, I think
No,
that's-
I don't know why I thought the girl's name was Ronnie. It's been a while since I've watched the show, which isn't a bad thing, to be honest with you. Go ahead.
I just got back from Mexico. I'm not a tanner. I don't tan. I've been known to be pretty pale for a while now. My nickname has been Twilight for a few years there, thanks to Colin Cowherd. You just
That's
feel
also because
better.
you weren't sleeping a lot.
Well, yeah, I was. That's a true story. I started working on Mike and Mike, and I literally just became vitamin D deficient and started had to taking supplements. So there's actual medical concern there. but
You would have had a reason.
You're a gamer, dude. That's crazy.
Why doesn't this guy do that? Say, hey, this is a medical thing.
You
I don't
could,
know.
because I say all that to say that
A lot
like
of
you
carrots
just do
lately.
feel better. You feel better. You look better. It's like the old Deion Sanders thing. Like what is it? You look good. You play good. You get paid good. Like when you are tan, you just feel. I talk about this with my wife all the time. You feel better about yourself. He's 100% right in all those things. Like whatever the like endorphins or whatever your body, like everything about you just feel good when you're tan and when your face hits the sun. So I mean, I kind of don't blame our guy, and if that makes him feel good, I mean, certainly take all the precautions. But there is really something to like being happy when you are more to see the sun. So I kind of can't blame our guy here.
Yeah, the people that he's worried about, and hypothetically noticing or talking about it, but like they probably wouldn't be super jazzed for you if you just lost 50 pounds the old-fashioned way, or like they definitely have more of a reason to bring it up or whatever. But those are the people that you're worried about probably aren't dudes that would have been happy for you if you did this stuff through different mediums. So I mean, it's just sort of like it's almost like everyone like who sees somebody doing a selfie video out in the world, it's like they're just like, look at that guy doing something extra. He's just doing something extra, and that's how they're
Influencers in
looking
the
at
wild.
you booking an appointment at this tanning salon. And using that thing instead of, just working out all the time and not eating anything. I just think people look at it through this like lens of, oh, it's just extra. Look at that. I'm not doing anything like that. Meanwhile, they're probably, fat and pale, and that plays into it as well.
I think Cerruti nailed on something that I think is the most important as you navigate through all of this. This is something that you do that makes you feel good. It makes you feel better. And when you look in the mirror, you feel better about what you see, which is a really difficult thing for a lot of people. All right. Even the hottest people out there are going to have a day where like, what's going on there? Right. So if this makes you feel good and you're not really doing anything wrong, like in this case, you're not doing anything wrong to anybody else. Like this is your deal, right?
It's your
There's
vice.
nothing this is nothing about this impacts literally any other person. Now, sure, we'll probably have some medical experts tell us that tanning is this, this, and this. And if this guy's, as we said, closer to George Hamilton, then maybe that's not the best long-term thing, whatever. But there's also probably part of this too, man, where if you were, based on the picture, 50 pounds over the picture that you sent us, like, good-looking guy, 50 years old, got it going on. Hottest guy we ever had to email the show? No. But this guy's a good-looking guy. And, at 50 pounds, you probably went through some tough stuff there where you didn't feel great about yourself. So now you're doing something that doesn't really impact anybody else. It makes you feel better about yourself. And I think that that's really important. I think if you had the ultimate confidence with this thing, you would stop lying about it. Be like, I tan. I love to tan, man. That's kind of my thing. And I've got a 20% off referral coupon here for you. Just high five. Just own this in such an aggressive way that it becomes kind of funny. Now, most people can't really ever do that. I'm not even saying that I could, but just get in front of the awkwardness. Like, man, you're tan. Be like, yeah, tan. Love it. Tanning all the time. It's kind of my thing. And then just laugh. Like, just own it with that other person. And then what can they really say? Like, oh, what's this guy? In the 90s? Yeah, it's me. I love the 90s. Great music, good movies, a lot of indie stuff.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
his explanation was good, where he was like, dude, I was in, sunny California for 6 years and I fucking miss it. It's not like that's less than you being like, man, I just love when people see me this color. It's more like, dude, I just miss being outside and I miss all that sun. So like, this is just something I'm doing while I figure out, the explanation isn't as bad as just like, I'm so vain, even though that might be the truth.
Could you maybe just take it from like a 7 on the toaster scale to like a 4 or 5 range, go from well done to just medium? Like maybe that just like a slight change, and then everybody else like kind of get off your back. Because if you're crispy looking, that we've all seen those like leather looking people, and you're like, whoa, like what? That's a little aggressive.
Yeah, the cocktail might just be a little too strong. I think.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that. I don't know if it was I Think You Should Leave. It was one of those sketch shows where it's like, do you wear a toupee and you don't want to go full bald, but you're tired of this? Here's our 160-day package where you just have like a little less hair every day that you're putting on. Maybe you just gradually bring it down a little bit. It's been real cloudy lately. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about that because somebody, what was it, one of the hotel lobbies, and somebody made fun of Andrew Whitworth and I because of our hair. And I was like, that's fucking ballsy. I met you 10 seconds ago.
In 2025? Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. And then I thought about, would it have been just easier if I did the Think You Should Leave package? But the 160 days, like I've definitely skipped some days, then people would notice. Like, did he just jump from
You
Monday's
and Whitworth,
package to
some guy was
Thursdays?
making fun of you. It's not like he's talking about the bagel boss here. Like, those are some big dudes. It's weird.
Well, I don't look big next to Whitworth, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
maybe it was more directed at you than Whitworth.
yeah, I think it was.
Hey, guy on
I
the
actually
right.
like- you know what? I'll tell you right now, though, I liked the guy. I liked the guy. So I was like, okay. And then Whitworth and I kind of looked at each other like, are we being made fun of right now? I was like, yeah, I think we are. I think we are being made fun of. Like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we solved this guy's life. All right. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Also, let's make sure Friday feedback one more time. Friday feedback rr@gmail.com. Does everybody feel fulfilled? Go ahead.
Taping Wednesday, so get it in early.
Taping Wednesday.
That's a good note.
Taping Wednesday. Yeah, no, because a lot of people be sitting around being like on Thursday going, oh my God, I only have a day left before I can get this email in.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the show today. And I guess, yeah, I think we already went through like when Bill and I were doing. I don't need to repeat all that stuff again. So thanks to Morgan. Thanks to Kyle. and to Cerruti. Check us out on YouTube. I think the Friday feedback will be up on that as well. Okay. And please subscribe to the Ryen Russillo podcast for your Spotify.